Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello and a very warm welcome afternoon from the UK. My name is Dr. Madalene Chan and I'm going to be with you for the next 30 minutes for my episode of Talking Heads on USA Global TV and Radio. A warm welcome to E360 TV viewers as well as our YouTube viewers, Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn. So for today's topic, we are going to be talking about a very big topic, a very kind of taboo topic if you think about it. But I'm going to explain to you as we go along. But as with every episode of Talking Heads, I begin with clearing the energies. Okay, so first of all, the singing bowl. And, oh dear, haven't done this for a while. Okay, right. So the mallet here. And let's clear the energies. The mallet to the singing bowl, made of metal, different metal that produces sound and resonance, that is designed to clear ions, the ions in the energy. Let's just clear everything. Reason why we do this is that we bring you and bring myself to the present moment where mind, body and spirit is grounded and centered in order for us to focus and have listening, seeing and processing and heart processing too. Okay, so nice and clear. Now, yeah, if you haven't got a singing bowl like this, and that's okay, you could have crystals. And here I have selenite. Selenite is from the quartz crystal. And what they do is breaks down the energy. So you can put it over your screen like this, over yourself as well. Or you can, and then if you feel really heavy, I mean, real heavy, as if someone is in your energy field, because we do get a lot of psychic attacks, spiritual psychic attacks. And that basically means is that some kind of energy has entered your force field, your auric field, your energy field, and it is not in alignment with your true self, with your, it doesn't resonate with your energy field. So it's almost like, hey, you got to go. You know, you can't stay. You got to go. So you can do this with crystals. Here I have obsidian. Obsidian is a black crystal, and what it does, it absorbs negativity. So you can carry, especially in these days of what's happening in this, world, as crazy and chaotic as it is, best protection is have a nice little obsidian with you in your pocket or in your purse, a tiny piece. Or if you go crazy for obsidian like I do, and because of my line of work, being a soul heart awakener, working with spiritual and non-spiritual people, I have to be careful of my energy. So I have to hugely protect myself. So as well as asking my guardians and the archangel, especially Archangel Michael, to protect myself, I have Obby. So he's obsidian. And I call him Obby because I'm very childlike. So I like to have childlike names. And that's how I feel relatable to Obby. Now, Obby, because I feel Obby is quite a masculine energy for me, for protection, I have Obby in the living room. Sometimes if I feel because in the living room is where you have your visitors. So there you collect all the negative energy. Plus, if you have a big widescreen TV, you need obsidian in there because it is carrying so much toxicity. It's carrying so much dense energy from certain news. And even if you do not watch that news, right, the TV is still switches on in the background. It's still alive. It's still alive. And therefore, because it's alive, it's collecting all kinds of charging negative energy and ions. So I have Obby, my beautiful Obby. And Obby stays on the fireplace because it's in front of the TV to collect all those negative ions and also pointing to the main front living room door to catch people's energy, their negative energy, which they don't even realize they're carrying. So it goes and does its job. It's like undercover, my Obby. Obby. All right. So crystals are important, especially these days. You need definitely your quartz crystal. Quartz could be in front of your computer, which takes out the ions, the negative ions. Ooh, let's take a breath. Breathe out. Center ourselves. I just felt, because there's no script in this show, I just felt I needed to share this with you all about protection, especially now. So today's topic is called Isolation is not rejection, it's preparation, as God, the universe, or however you relate it to, hides you to grow you. Oh my goodness, what is that all about, you're saying? Even I was thinking that to myself. Wow, what a topic, what a subject. All right, let's see where this goes. So, before, I am the author of Star Child, and I am a soul heart awakener, and I'm interested in helping people to achieve their full potential, get onto their divine mission by opening and awakening their soul heart to get onto their mission of their true soulful purpose. Therefore, I do need that protection on a daily basis. In fact, not just daily, at least 3 times. Got to check in. So I want to talk to you about isolation is not rejection. So I've come from a background of being in the music industry. And I still am, but not as full on as what I was. And I was used to a lot of egos. I was used to a lot of imposter syndrome, which I created and other people created, which was in my head, and I created it for myself. Not being worthy, even though I was in the spotlight, but still feeling that feeling of not being enough. And I got to that point. I'd already had like a number 7 in the Billboard charts. And it was going to be a turning point for me. It was going to be, wow, this is it now. But God had a different plan. You see, with the state of mind that I was in, with the state of trying to prove myself from an ego, trying to overcompensate my talent, my voice, pleasing others for the machine, I pretty much would have destroyed myself. So God did me a great favor. A lot of people will think, was that really a great favor? I mean, you know, you were number 7 in the charts and then suddenly, boom, you disappear. Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. 1 minute, I was in the charts at number 7 in the billboards. And I thought, I'm going to get to a number 1 here. I was thinking, wow, I've got 1 more week, 2 more weeks. I'm going to be a number 1 status here. And I got so sure of myself. And then I got to the point of, while I was thinking that, I was thinking, I want this so much that it's almost, I started to think of bad, ill thoughts of the others that were in the charts going, yeah, they're good, but, you know, I have something that, so I went from ego, and to the point of the industry was pushing me to be the best, not the best I can be, but to be the best. And I thought to myself, I'm enjoying this ride so much, but my soul and my heart was saying something else to me. So what happened was, at the point where I was thinking, wow, that's it, number 7 in the charts, going to be number 1. And everyone was telling me in the industry, you're going to be the next big star, blah, 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 blah. And I was like really building myself up for this, wanting to have this number 1 position. All of a sudden, everything collapsed in one day. You know what happened? The dance production company that I was with fell out with the manager and the record label. They all fell out with each other. Therefore, their pain and their feeling of knowing they were right, not coming to a nice balance and understanding, coming from an ego stance. Because they couldn't come to an understanding within themselves for the sake of their mothership or their company, I was the one that was suffered, because they say, okay, let's put her aside and let's concentrate on the next one who doesn't have all that attachment of all the misunderstandings, really. So how did that make me feel? I was on the island of Malta, getting ready to be launched massively after having that number 7, then left with nothing, and going, yesterday I had this, I was going to be this, and today I have nothing. I literally don't know where to go. And it's almost like my heart said to me, it's not your time. And I'm like, okay, it's not my time. So my heart is my intuition, my higher consciousness. Although at the time I didn't realize that was the high consciousness. And so what happened then, after that even more, is I started to do lots of drinking and lots of this, lots of more partying and everything, because I had to fill that gap. Then God decided, okay, you're not listening to me. You're not paying attention. What you've done is literally gone from one ego to another compensating ego. With your partying lifestyle, with your drinking lifestyle, with your drinking by association, you're not listening. Guess what? Yep. All of a sudden, all those friends that I were drinking with, and I was on the island of Malta, all of a sudden, I had to give up my place in Malta and I had to go live on Gozo. Now, Gozo's only just a ferry across, but still, it didn't allow me to do all the partying that I did. So it's almost a bit, I became like a hermit. So I went from major partying, all this, to literally nothing, to a quiet island, a sister island of Malta, Gozo. And I didn't have transport at the time, so everything was just living on. I was living like on a farm type of thing in the middle of nowhere, and there was only one little bar there, but they were only open for certain hours. there was no kind of nightlife at that time. Not to the point where you needed a car or you needed a taxi or public transport, and the public transport would stop at certain times. So I wasn't able to have that nightlife. So everything was stopped. Then I started reading, researching, and listening. You see, God, all that is, had to, in order to refine me from being a rough diamond to a diamond, had to cut everything around me that was a distraction. So it was cut from me so that I wouldn't go into the industry as I was, because I probably would have ended up drinking myself to craziness, and who God knows what could have happened. So God protected me. So at that time, the rejection, I didn't take that rejection that well. But coming to think of it now, God's rejection, is God's protection, because God, the universe, can see down the line what would happen if you went on that timeline. That would not have been healthy. That could have been soul destroying. And that wasn't my mission. There was an urgency for the universe to wake me up so that I would start to pay attention, because if you're a way shower, then you are shown certain doors and you want them doors to open up, but they won't. And they won't, because it's your protection, because you are on this mission, and you're on this mission to become the highest potential of yourself, so that you can then live that highest potential of yourself and share, and people will look at you and you share your story, the tools that are within that story of yourself. So it was very crazy going from one big party life to then nothing. But then I started to appreciate nature. So I was spending a lot more time out in nature, out at night, looking up at the stars, during the day, going for walks, seeing things that I would not have normally have taken, I would not have paid attention to, because I was so consumed in my thoughts, anxiety of thinking of future things or past things that happened. Therefore, when you are hidden, that is when you start to see life as it truly is. You start to see life from a 5D perspective of love. You start to see the love, for example, the love of the rock, and you start to look at the rock, and then you start to see the beautiful formation, the pattern, the color, the changes, the tone. You start to, like a microscope, you go in, and that's what you develop when God begins to hide you. And you might not have the understanding at the time, and you think, why is this going on me? Why have my friends deserted me? Why is this happening? How come I'm not resonating with my friends anymore? How come I'm not invited anymore? How come I feel invisible? When you feel invisible, that is when the work begins. Until then, you can keep going on this karmic wheel, a little bit of here, a little bit of there. But if you don't start to go on this journey within, so you have to be hidden. You have to go into hermit style. And if you go into hermit, then you start to have an inner listening, inner knowing, inner acknowledging, wakefulness. You start to fall in love with yourself. You start a journey with yourself instead of being consumed what people think, being at that certain place that you've promised to go, you don't want to go. You see, God the Father, the Mother, the universe, however you interpret, makes it easier for us. But at the time, we don't understand it. We just think, oh, why have I been left out from this? How come they didn't ask me? Why have they rejected me? I was the best. What's going on there? It's protection. Rejection is God's protection, protecting you, because down the line they see the timeline of what's going to happen. Therefore, it needs to be cut like this. I know it's harsh. I know it's harsh. I've been through this many times. And even now, I go through it. Because also, if you think of it flip side, when you are being made an option, when people come into your life and they keep you as an option, so for example, let's say in a romantic level, the guy or the woman, I'm not saying any gender here, says, yeah, I want to keep my options open, don't feel like settling down at the moment. Yeah, and that person's going to be there for me anyway. What that person is going to be for me anyway? Hello. So you have to stall your life while they go off and do their gallivanting or do whatever they want to do, and they have the feeling, oh, they're going to wait for me in the back wings anyway. Because that's what we do, don't we? Yes, a lot of people. I've been through it. That's what we do. We stop our life knowing, but they're going to come back. I know they're going to come back. Yet they're going out to have the time of their life. You see, you go out and have the time of your life. You see, if you are meant to come back, you will come back no matter what, even if you've had a few special journeys, experiences with someone else. If you are meant to come back and that is meant for you, it will happen. You cannot force it to happen. But if you are made an option and not a priority, then the fault is within you. So remember, if you've been made an option, it's so that you can see that you need more of inner work. If you've been made an option, it means you need to work and fall in love with yourself rather than waiting for the external love to come back. And no one's judging. No one's judging here. It's called acceptance. It's called surrendering. So if you're meant to be together, then the winds of change, the divine alignment, the divine timing, you will be together. However, you cannot force something to be together if that force is not ready to be together, because they're not ready. Therefore, you won't be in alignment, and all you will do is cause a lot of conflict, a lot of mess, and hatred as well. So the best thing is, okay, that's where you're at. I respect that. But you may think I'm an option. So be it. You think that. I can't help you change that. That's in your mind. But I myself know I'm not an option. I deserve the very best. So while you think I'm waiting for you, I'm going out to explore myself. I'm going out to grow and evolve. And that is why God hides you. For preparation for you to find who you truly are. And if you do not, then it's a case, everything around you is cut. The thorns, you're the rose, the thorns are cut from the rose. And especially about the priority, that's been cut as well, because they're doing this more priority. You're an option, not a priority. Option. The more you're getting people that are making you feel invisible and an option, it's for you to fall in love with yourself and go, it's time for me. Remember, we've got human timing, and then we've got the magic, which is the divine timing. So human alignment, human timing, divine alignment, divine timing, and the universe works on the divine timing. So when you think you've worked hard on something, you think, oh, it's going to come together. It's going to come together. No matter what, it's going to come together. It may come together, but it comes together in divine timing. Why? Because it's too premature. It could hurt you. It could harm you. It could turn you into something that you're not. So the flip side, remember, if you're an option, it means you have to fall in love with yourself more. And the more you fall in love with yourself, let them get on with what they want to do, and bless them. Okay, we're coming to a close right now. My goodness, can really go to blazes with this topic. Absolutely. In fact, we probably will do for next week. Absolutely. So my name's Dr. Madalene Chan. I would love it for anyone to reach out to me who feels they've come to a point in their life going, you know what, I feel rejected so many times. I don't know where to go, what to do. Let me help you. Let me see what I can do. Because I'm a soul heart awakener, and I can help you with some gems and some tools. However, you have to do the work big time. Don't forget, we've got the Goddess Code VIP retreats that I'm part of with the lovely Glenda Benavides. And from next week, we will begin to promote it on my episode of Talking Heads. So please look out for that. It's going to be an exciting retreat where we have Dr. Jacqueline, The Power of Elevated Listening, and her courses. We have myself, The Soul Heart Awakening and the Singing of Voice. Glenda telling her the badass goddess about getting in touch with your confidence of your goddess. Corinne about meditation, Tai Chi, the energy and well-being. Lizzie Potter about chakra reflexology and crystals. And the lovely Heaton teaching us all about her handpan, spiritual music, and about tabla, and about getting in touch with the frequency of meditational music. So we have all that in September, but I'm going to tell you more about it next week. Okay, we're going to come to a close, and I just want to thank all of you, USA Global TV and Radio on the mothership, and to our new viewers and listeners as well, and to our E360 TV new viewers and listeners. Until next week, please do check in with yourself. And you know what? It's the season of summer. It's coming up. It's spring. It's summer. Fall in love with yourself, and not from an ego. Fall in love and be romantic. Have the most exciting and magical week. And I'll see you next Monday. Much love. Mwah. Big hugs, and stay protected. Bye.
What if one simple skill could change the way you connect with the world? What if listening could open doors to deeper relationships, stronger businesses, and a better you? Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, the Listening Mentor, brings you USA Global TV and Radio, a space where voices are heard, ideas are shared, and global communities thrive. Through the elevated listeners' courses and books, you'll master the power of listening, set boundaries with confidence, and transform conversations into opportunities. Join us. Listen, learn, elevate. Whether you're a leader, a coach, a business owner, or someone seeking stronger connections, your journey starts today. Subscribe, learn, and transform today.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.